why did I start fighting? I broke my foot in New York playing rugby, and when I got back they told me I had to come home to get medical treatment, and when I got back to Ireland they told me the best thing I could do was boxing footwork. So I went into a boxing gym, and it was always something I kind of wanted to do, and then as soon as I started doing it I got obsessed, because it was just like, oh, I'm getting gradually better at this every week, and I could feel, you know, that development. So it's like, oh, your effort gets you somewhere in this, and that's all I needed in life, was something where like putting in a bit of effort gets you somewhere.
Who do you fight for?
Primarily myself, to keep myself as a happier, healthier fucking person. Like, this gives me a sense of purpose, it gives me a sense of identity. But I think like I'm a lot better to everybody around me because I fight. Obviously, look, I have things I want to accomplish in life. My girlfriend's a huge part of that. I want to make our lives better. She'd be the main one, but I fight for me, to keep me as I fight for Will fucking Fleury, because that's what I want to be. It's this person. That's what I'm keeping alive by fighting. My grandfather was a boxer. I grew up listening to stories. He died, I'm named after him. He died right before I was born. And I grew up listening to stories about my grandfather being a champion boxer. I never met the guy, I idolized him, you know. So it was this concept in my head of, he's an amazing fighter, I should be an amazing fighter. But I didn't actually pursue that in life until I was in my 20s. So I think Irish people in general, man, there's a heritage, like there's a culture of combat, if you know what I mean. Like, you got to be able to fight anytime, because shit will happen sometimes, you know. But like, yeah, we definitely have a warrior culture, if you know what I mean. We have a culture that's more, there's combat. You know?
What do you think he would say if he could see you today?
I hope he'd be proud. I've never met the guy. But to be honest, the main thing is that I'm proud of me. I know the effort I've put in to get here. I know what I've done to get to this point. I know the obstacles I've overcome to be the man I am today. And I'm proud of that. And that really matters to me.
What's the toughest moment of your career so far?
I lost to Norbert Venue Jr. in the Etihad Arena in front of 10,000 of my own fans. That was rough. Like, then I'm just going to stay fucking... I'd say you're trying to get like chest to chest. Stay driving, then it becomes like a game of like, okay.
You keep my hips away from you.
Greatest moment of your career so far?
It will be when I hold this belt over my head. But so far, I knocked out Kyle McClurkin in my second ever fight. I'd overcome a lot to get there. I think he was a very solid fighter. The release of emotion right after that was probably the highest I've ever been. It was drugged, like. This gives me a massive sense of purpose. So having that, like, if you're not achieving something, if you're not going forwards, you're stagnant. Stagnation makes people unhappy. Pursuing something, being incredible at something, that, like, it's the most alive you ever feel. Is when you start really discovering something and getting into the niches of things, where you know, oh shit, 99.9% of people don't understand this. I have something here. I'm special in this way. So that's it, like, being special is the big thing, you know.
You guys have fought before. Can you tell me about any holes that you think you may have noticed in your opponent's game?
Yeah, a bunch. Tarek is not a very good athlete. He's a little bit slow. And he doesn't really close distance that well. So I'm looking forward to exploiting those holes.
Tell me about some of his strengths.
He's very physically strong when he gets a grip, but again, his method of getting a grip isn't really that effective. Should I be looking for the other one?
Nah, you're good there. I take that. You hit the choke and you hit the underhook. I keep that, yeah. And if you need to switch, you can switch. You know what I mean? You just take it, yeah. Get your underhook. Yeah.
In the last 3 fights, I've spent a hell of a lot more time breaking down what I'm doing. So not just looking for the next fight, looking at how do I actually deal with that situation? How do I deal with that? Like, you know, break down any particular situation and go, okay, what's your end goal here? What are you trying to get to? So I look at fighting far more technically. Now, I have a coach in Arias at home. You see Kieran there. I have guys like this who are, you know, wizards of the game, and we're just slowly discovering everything. It's a learning game now. It's not physical. I'm already a good athlete. I know what I can do physically, but now it's, okay, you're upgrading your brain. Your brain is going to be, you'll have an understanding that 99.999% of people don't, because you see things that other people don't. And it's going to be like, you're going to be able to do special things with that ability. So it's upgrading my brain has become my main priority in my last 3 fights.
What sacrifices do you feel you have made this camp and overall as a fighter?
To be honest, man, they don't feel like sacrifice. I've left a lot of people in my life behind, but I'm glad I've left those people behind, and I'm glad I've left certain situations in my life behind. Like, sacrifice implies that you've given up something that you wanted more than this. I didn't want anything more than this. The life I lead, I'm so grateful to have this life. I'm so grateful to be healthy enough and to be, you know, able to pursue this. It makes me fucking happy every day, this shit. So, like, I'm delighted just to be able to do this. I don't feel like I've given that up.
It does food company stuff as well.
Ready to
So
smash, man.
comes out for a holiday, hook 'em
I
up
feel
with
like
that.
I'm prepared to do what I fucking want to do.
Andy was out for a little while.
Does it mean anything to you to be fighting in this specific cage? I'm told it's the same one as the previous UFC event.
Yeah, no, like, it feels like this is what you work to get to, these moments. Look at this, it's fucking special. You know, special environment, about to do something fucking special.
When all is said and done, what do you want to be remembered for at the end of your career?
I'd like to be someone that everyone around me loved, truly loved, in a way that, not just because I was successful, not because I was, you know, on paper made a lot of money or whatever. I want to be, like, I'll be gone, I don't care, but I would like to leave a mark on people's hearts.